Story of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, Part 4. The night Allah spoke to Musa. Imagine. You're walking through a cold desert at night, searching for nothing more than a little fire to warm your family. But that ordinary journey becomes the moment that changes your life forever. Because on this night, a human being would hear something no one had ever expected. The Creator of the heavens and the earth would speak directly to Prophet Musa, peace be upon him. The fire on the mountain. Years had passed since Musa left Egypt. He had completed his years in Madian. Now, he was traveling back with his family. The desert was dark, and the night was cold. As they continued their journey, Musa suddenly noticed a fire burning on the side of a mountain. He turned to his family and said, "Stay here. Indeed, I have seen a fire. Perhaps I can bring you some news, or a burning branch so that you may warm yourselves." To Musa, it looked like an ordinary fire. But Allah had planned something far greater. Every step Musa took toward that mountain was bringing him closer to one of the greatest moments in human history. The sacred valley. As Musa reached the fire, he heard a voice. Not the voice of a human being. Not an angel calling from the sky. It was Allah, the Lord of all creation. Allah called him. "O Musa." Imagine that moment. The silence of the desert. The stillness of the night. And then, the Creator of everything calling you by your name. Allah commanded Musa, "Remove your sandals. Indeed, you are in the sacred Valley of Tuwa." Musa immediately obeyed. Without questioning. Without hesitation. Because true faith begins with obedience. Then Allah said, "Indeed, I am Allah. There is no deity worthy of worship except me. So worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance." These were among the first words Allah spoke to Musa, a reminder that every prophet came with the same message: to worship Allah alone. The miracle of the staff. Then Allah asked Musa a simple question. "What is that in your right hand, O Musa?" Musa replied, "It is my staff. I lean on it, use it to bring down leaves for my sheep, and I have other uses for it." Then Allah commanded, "Throw it down." Musa threw his staff onto the ground. In an instant, it transformed into a huge moving serpent. Musa stepped back in fear, because what he was seeing was impossible by human standards. Then Allah said, "Take it and do not fear." Musa obeyed. The moment he picked it up, it became an ordinary staff once again. This wasn't magic. This was the first miracle Allah gave to his prophet. A sign that the one who created the laws of nature can change them whenever he wills. Lesson for us. Sometimes Allah prepares us for a responsibility before we even realize what's coming. Musa thought he was searching for fire, but Allah was preparing him for prophethood. Many times in our own lives, we think we're walking toward one destination, while Allah is guiding us toward something far greater. Trust Him, because His plans always see further than our own. As Musa, peace be upon him, stood in the sacred valley, Allah prepared him for the mission ahead. He was about to stand before Pharaoh, the man who claimed to be the highest Lord. A mission like this required certainty. So Allah showed Musa another miracle. Allah said, "Place your hand inside your garment." Musa obeyed. When he brought his hand out, it was shining with a brilliant white light, without any illness or harm. Another clear sign from Allah. Now Musa had been given two miracles, the staff and the shining hand, not to impress people, but as proofs that he was truly Allah's messenger. A heavy responsibility. Then Allah gave Musa the command he had been preparing for all these years. Go to Pharaoh. Indeed, he has transgressed all limits. Imagine hearing those words. Pharaoh wasn't just any king. He was the ruler who had ordered the killing of countless innocent babies. The same man from whose palace Musa had once escaped. Humanly speaking, anyone would feel afraid. And Musa did not hide his fear. Instead, he turned to Allah with sincerity. He made one of the most beautiful du'as mentioned in the Quran. My Lord, expand my chest for me. Ease my task for me. Untie the knot from my tongue so they may understand my speech. And appoint for me a helper from my family, my brother Harun. Strengthen me through him and let him share in my mission. Notice something beautiful. Musa didn't rely on his own strength. He asked Allah for help. He knew that success doesn't come from confidence alone. It comes from Allah's support. Allah accepted his dua. Harun, peace be upon him, would become his partner in delivering the message. Together, the two brothers would stand before one of history's greatest tyrants. Not with weapons. Not with an army. But with the truth. Lesson for us. When Allah gives you a responsibility, He also gives you what you need to fulfill it. You may feel unqualified. You may feel afraid. You may think you're not good enough. But remember Musa, peace be upon him. He didn't say, I can do this on my own. He asked Allah to strengthen him. And Allah answered, never be ashamed to ask Allah for help. Sometimes the strongest believer isn't the one who never feels fear. It's the one who turns to Allah despite that fear. Ending. With miracles in his hands. And Allah's promise in his heart. Musa, peace be upon him, and Harun, peace be upon him, began their journey back to Egypt. Ahead of them stood Pharaoh, his palace, his army, and a confrontation that would become one of the greatest moments in history. But would Pharaoh listen, or would his arrogance lead him to destruction? We'll discover that in part 5. Assalamu alaikum.